Lately, I've come across a series of people in my life who are chronic complainers, not simply by word, although that may also be the case sometimes, but also in themselves. In their own mind, they keep referring back to whatever problem that they think they have. Whether that be with other people, with grief, with illness, with all of these conditions that we all experience from time to time, which are part of life. Misfortune, disease, suffering, all of these pains, which are really just part of life. And the peculiar thing, the interesting thing here is that there is this tendency to always refer back to have this bias towards, to look for confirmation that our conditions are as we think they are. And what happens when you question somebody on their own narratives in this way? What happens when you question their complainings, their self-referencing beliefs, their insistence on their own suffering? You are met with certainty, stubbornness. You are met with conviction that their condition is real. But what would happen if you simply stopped giving attention to whatever condition you perceive or think yourself to be limited by? What would happen to the condition when you stopped feeding it the energy of your attention? What happens when you have a thought that craves attention? In fact, the fodder, the food of thoughts is attention. So what happens when you stop feeding thoughts your attention? I know it's not easy, necessarily. But what happens? When you stop feeding anything in life, it slowly but surely dies away. What I'm pointing towards here is that I've had a great many difficulties in life. Trust me, trust me. Life hasn't always been easy. And it certainly still isn't. I certainly still have various things going on, sure. But many countless things in my life have solved themselves. Why? Because I simply stopped paying attention to them. I used to be crippled by anxiety, by depression. I've encountered numerous things in my life that have just been devastating. I've been psychotic. I've been through all sorts. And I just moved on. I just stopped giving my attention to whatever it is, not willingly, not by force, because even that is coming from a place of being bound to or defined by whatever limitation or constraint or condition you see in your life. You cannot do it by force. You simply give your attention to something else. When I've been through difficult stuff in the past, my tendency then, at least in more recent years, has been to witness that, yeah, I'm panicking, I'm stressed out, I'm going through all these reactions. Shit is going down. But I look for ways in which I can be grateful for whatever it is that I'm going through. And that to some may seem like a denial of what you're going through. And it can be. I mean, sure, if you're not willing to feel and you're just wanting to escape from what you're feeling and being with your sensations and the experience of the moment, which sometimes you need to tend to the needs of the moment, yeah, of course. But if you're in a position which I have witnessed many people to be in, where you don't know what you can do, there's maybe nothing you can do. Perhaps there's nothing you can do. So why are you incessantly occupying yourself with the fact that you cannot change what you're going through? Why not simply try instead to see if there's some way in which you instead could be grateful for what you're going through? What is this trying to teach you? What are you learning? What are you taking away from these hardships? From being crippled, from being ill, from having people treat you a certain way, from having lost somebody. Because you cannot always heal yourself. Well, I think you can, but a lot of the time, well, you just got to accept that, yeah, this is how it is right now. And that very acceptance of how, how this is playing out right now is perhaps the first layer, the first step of acceptance that you need in order to shift your attitude towards whatever you're going through. If you lost somebody, your wishing, wanting, your grief, your sorrow, your this and that is not ever going to bring them back. Other people who mistreat you doing this and that also, it is out of your hands. It is their doing. You can set boundaries, you can do all sorts, right? But what other people do is none of your doing. So why not get out of your own way of trying to want, expect, desire life to be a certain way when it is not how it is, in this moment at least. It may be, it may shift, but the way in which you can invite in that shift is to shift yourself, to shift your belief systems, to let your clutches go of whatever condition it is that is occupying you at this time. To simply find a way to forgive, to let be, to find gratitude in, make peace with, and meet the needs of this moment, however they need to be met. Take care.